So what can clearly be read now as an act of reprisal punishment, an act that would numb any parent of school-going children, an act that should numb right-thinking members of any civic society. A school teacher in Uttar Pradesh's Sambhal district was arrested on the 28th of September for allegedly instructing a class 5 Muslim student to slap a Hindu classmate as part of punishment for not answering a question that Shaista had asked. The teacher Shaista, herself a Muslim, was employed with a private school in Dugawar village. Now, as per the police, allegedly, she was inciting communal hatred by engaging 2 children. Correct, she did exactly that. The victim's father lodged a complaint saying the incident has hurt his son's religious sentiments. Now, the father claims that the class teacher got his son, a Hindu, slapped by a Muslim student to make a communal point after he could not answer a question by her. Based on the complaint, an FIR under IPC sections 153, promoting enmity between different groups on grounds of religious race, etc., and under IPC 323, voluntarily causing hurt. Under these 2 sections, this FIR was lodged against the accused teacher. Shaista, as she should have, was arrested with immediate alacrity by the Uttar Pradesh police.
मैंने एक चीज सुनाई नहीं थी, जिस वजह से मैम ने हमें खड़ा कर दिया था पीछे वाले, और हमारे पीछे वाली सीट पे बच्चे बैठने वाले से कहा कि उसे जाकर इसके ठीक से थप्पड़ लगाओ, तो उसने मेरे दोनों गालों पर एक एक थप्पड़ लगाए और मेरे पास जो बैठा था उसके भी लगाए।
सर, बच्चे मुझे पूरा तो पता नहीं क्लास का क्या हुआ था, लेकिन जब मुझे कल बच्चे ने बताया सुस्त था मेरा बच्चा बहुत, तो मैंने उससे पूछा कि बेटे तुम इतने सुस्त क्यों हो, तो उसने बताया कि मेरी मैडम ने मेरे कुछ लेसन ना सुनाने पर साथ के सहपाठी से 2 कसकर चांटे मारने के लिए कहा। अपनी सोच से मैंने फिर एक तहरीर बनाई, अपने घर एप्लीकेशन बनाई और मैं जाकर थाने में देकर रसमोली ये लिखा उसमें कि मेरे बच्चे को आप 2 थप्पड़ के 3 थप्पड़ लगा देती है, लेकिन टीचर लगाती हूँ, किसी बच्चे से ना लगवाती।
Now, right in the beginning of the show, I did say that this could be read as an act of reprisal punishment. Why do I say that? Shaista, a blot for an educationist, seemingly followed another woman, another teacher from an adjoining district. If Sambhal district is there, right adjoining Muzaffarnagar district. A school not very far off from her own. The difference, the only difference here, was the teacher belonged to a different faith and the children, where their faith was concerned, was reversed. And she allegedly had made a Hindu student slap a Muslim child. In what was a harrowing video from Muzaffarnagar, Uttar Pradesh's Neha Public School, the principal in question, Tripta Tyagi, made a class 2nd student slap for an hour repeatedly of his own classmate on the direction of the principal, Tripta Tyagi, because he did not study his multiplication tables. The principal and the teacher in question of Neha Public School, Tripta Tyagi, at least in the video, could have been seen urging the students to beat up the child, citing his Muslim identity. In her defense, Tripta Tyagi has said that the video has been tampered with in order to stoke tensions, something which the police also said that there were other reasons. However, the Supreme Court, hearing a plea on the case, hit out at the Uttar Pradesh government and called the incident a failure on the part of the state. The top court said there was prima facie case of failure on the part of the UP government in complying with the provisions of the Right to Education Act, which deals with providing quality, free and compulsory education to children up to 14 years without any discrimination on the basis of caste and creed. Now both Shaista from Sambhal and Tripta Tyagi from Muzaffarnagar have not just, both of them, if we bring both these women together, have not just shamed their community of being a guru imparting knowledge, but both Shaista and Tripta have shamed humanity by not just allowing, but themselves teaching lessons of hate. So we ask the very obvious question. Teacher Shaista has been arrested and that is great. Teacher Tripta Tyagi ka number kab aayega? Why is Tripta Tyagi still free? Joining us live right now is Tehseen Poonawala, political analyst, Desh Ratan Nigam, lawyer and political analyst, Vikram Singh, security expert and former DGP. Before I cut across to Tehseen and Mr. Nigam, I'd like to get in Vikram Singh into this conversation. Vikram Singh, the police has taken exemplary action, especially at the back of an FIR, a complaint which was lodged by the father of this young child, which the incident that has happened today. And immediately, Shaista has been arrested for flaring communal tension and causing voluntary harm. But having said that, which, Vikram Singh, is super, because a lesson needs to be immediately imparted on anyone resorting to something like this. But one does wonder what happened at the part of Tripta Tyagi. Yes, the father of that young child says he doesn't want to get into any police case, doesn't want to register any complaint. But the Supreme Court's words on that, Vikram Singh, are enough. The police could have taken suo motu action and arrested Tripta Tyagi.
Preeti, good evening. I think in your opening remarks, you have explained very lucidly both Shaista and Tripta have shamed not only their respective communities, but their noble profession as well. What happened to Shaista? Yes, of course, she had it coming. But in case of Tripta, yes, the million-dollar question is, why was the FIR not lodged suo motu by the police themselves? And in fact, in one of my debates I mentioned, it was the job of the police, even if the father was reluctant to lodge the FIR, it was the job of the police to lodge the FIR suo motu, ensure that Tripta is put behind bars. Otherwise, this will have a cascading effect and give the impression that the state is not serious about apprehending these lumpen elements in society who use a communal card, even in the highest and the most respected temple of learning. And yes, the police were caught on the wrong foot when it came to Tripta Tyagi, and here I would say that they were proactive. I would say that I would have been very satisfied if this proactive approach was discernible in the case of Tripta Tyagi. Sadly and tragically it was missing, and that erodes the credibility of the local police. That erodes, in fact, the impartiality, the reputation of impartiality of the local police. That also questions why this arrest, this FIR, everything happening before you could say Jack Robinson, and why in case of Tripta Tyagi, you were dragging your feet, which is just not condonable, which is just not acceptable, Preeti. You very rightly said that the days of using this brutality in schools are long over. My generation was brought up on caning, cold bath and bad food, but those days are now over. Those were the days of the British Raj. Those were and the follow-up. But today, these things are unacceptable, and any teacher who would be thinking or even trying to do anything like that would be in very serious trouble, as in the case of Shaista and Tripta. I do hope that the police have learned their very bitter lessons now, that you have to be equality before law, whether it is Shaista or Tripta, both are equal before law.
I want to cut across to Tehseen, and then we'll go to Desh Ratan Nigam. Tehseen, these are, of course, teachers of hate, both of them. It's strange and it's ironic that they come from different religion, but the core of their being is exactly the same, full of hate.
So, Preeti, I often say one thing, that there is a horseshoe theory. So for the rowdy right and the loony left, that think they're very far away from each other. If you look at the horseshoe, they're actually very close to each other, just like the ends of the horseshoe. So while both are extreme at their ends and they think that they're very far away from the other, they're mirror images of the other. And I agree with the former DGP that the UP police acted in case of Shaista, and well done. But it just refused to act in case of Tripta. And please don't say that the father did not file an FIR for the young child in case of Tripta, simply because this was a suo motu offense. And the police should have taken a suo motu offense and should have arrested Tripta Tyagi ji. This also shows governance in Uttar Pradesh. It is now obvious that the holiest book of our land, the Constitution of India, is not followed in Uttar Pradesh. This is a state where routinely encounters take place. You've had a gangster killed on live television. Till now, nothing has transpired out of it. Weapons are easily available. The state is in utter chaos. And I think that something needs to be done, because if the Constitution is going to be taken for granted in this way, then we are in very serious trouble. There is some disturbance, Preeti.